Even though US is the world's largest economy and one of the wealthiest countries in the world, but there is a glaring fact which is scary that almost one third of Americans have less than $1,000 in their saving account, meaning they live paycheck to paycheck. How come in 2021, when the stock market is at all-time high, US on top of the world economically, a large section of the population is struggling financially? As you can see from this chart, there is a sizable population in the US who has got less than $1,000 in their non-retirement savings account. I think there are some major reasons why people struggle financially. I'm going to spell out my top 5 reasons in this video and how these can help you save up to 50% of your family income. Hi, my name is Sunny and welcome to my channel Sunnysnippets. Here, I try to make videos that affect a common man financially. If you're new to this channel, please smash that like button as that will help me with the YouTube algorithm and it will be highly appreciated. It's a well-established fact that you cannot be wealthy without saving and investing your money for long periods of time. If you talk to anybody about finances, the first thing they will say is, "Oh my God, the cost of living is so much and my income is not keeping pace with it. And then how can I save?" I completely agree that in this part of the world, the cost of living is getting out of control year after year. But that is only one part of the problem. And generally, we don't talk about the other major part of the problem, which is me. My wishes, my instant gratifications, my entitlements, etc. I've always tried to live within my means, keep my wishes in check with reality, thus have always made sure that I save, invest for rainy day or for my retirement. But that's not how about one third of Americans think. That is why some of them are struggling financially. I completely believe that you could save about 50% of your family income if you balance your wants and needs. The top 5 things that I do which can also help you achieve these goals are: we live in times where we need instant gratification, not willing to wait or save. Remember those old days when our parents used to save up money to buy things, but with availability of easy loans, we go and buy things that we may not be able to afford. There is a big misconception about what we can afford and not. People think if I can afford to pay installments on the car, that means I can afford to buy a car. If I can afford to pay installments on the phone, that means I can afford the latest cell phone. If I can afford to pay installments on my dream vacation or dream marriage, that means I can afford those too. But unfortunately, that is not the case, as affording a monthly payment and affording to pay the stuff in full in cash right now are two very different things. This is the reason people go on a shopping spree that they clearly know they cannot afford, but because it's Boxing Day or New Year or something else, they buy it, charge on the credit card, and think about paying later. Delay this instant gratification, save money before you buy things. This instant gratification has brought about one third of the US population into a category who live paycheck to paycheck, according to the US Federal Reserve website. If you see the section dealing with unexpected expenses, you will be shocked to see these 3 points. Number 1, if faced with an unexpected expense of $400, 61% of adults say they would cover it with cash, savings, or credit card to pay off at the next statement. Number 2, 17% of adults are not able to pay off their current monthly bill in full. Another 12% of adults would be unable to pay the current month's bill if they had an unexpected $400 expense that they had to pay. Number 3, one fourth of adults skipped necessary medical care in 2018 because they were unable to afford the cost. All this shows that large section of the population in US don't have money saved up for any emergencies, which was clear during COVID-19 lockdowns. We are talking about a large section of people in the US, the most powerful nation on earth, it is scary as well as shocking. When it comes to housing, we all want a house with 4 bedrooms, 3 washrooms, a pool, nice curb appeal, and whatnot. In all this, our need and affordability goes out of the window. When mortgage broker tells us this upscale house is going to cost you $300 extra in monthly installments and we think we can afford it. Let's put this concept upside down and think. What do you need from a house? A nice, clean house in a decent neighborhood that gives a roof over our family's head and, most important, within our budgets. Don't you think it's a nice idea to live in a less affluent house, thus have a lesser expenses, which will leave some money in your pocket that you can plan to invest for your financial emergencies? I must admit that we all are home rich and cash poor because we buy house of our dreams and then we pay it in the form of installments for the next 25 to 30 years. Then we wonder, how come I cannot save enough? How come the cost of living is getting too much, etc. It's a matter of fact that cost of living is going up, but what is going up is our wants. That is driving up our cost of living to the moon too. Just give it a thought. I am a financial minimalist as I try to live within my means, thus not stretch myself financially. To do that, I try to pay myself first. That means putting aside a set dollar value from the family's monthly income in a separate savings account so that I don't get the temptation of spending it. I have made a complete video on the topic of financial minimalism. You can click on the top right corner if you are in mobile, and I'm going to leave the link in the description too. It's all about balancing your wants and needs, being practical and responsible with your money so that you don't need to run to the bank for loan in case of financial emergencies. Food is the second most important item in our family's budget. Just as a homework, try to add up your expenses that you have done to feed yourself or your family, and you will be surprised how much you are spending on food. I'm not saying that you should not eat good food, but good food is not fast food, or for that matter, the ready made food that we heat in the microwave and eat. If you go back to the basics, where we buy fresh fruit and vegetables, make an effort to cook at home, you will be surprised how much healthy you will be eating, and top of it, how much money you will be saving. As an example, before going to work, the first thing that we do is go through a drive through, buy coffee. If we develop the habit of making our own coffee before we leave the house, that will save us extra $2 or $3 that we spend every day going through the drive throughs. Those $2 and $3 a day become $60 a month or $700 a year per person just on coffee alone. No wonder why coffee franchisees are selling for millions of dollars as people spend tons of money just on coffee. Now think about it, how much you can save if you start cooking at home, which is healthy and saves you money. There is absolutely no harm in going out once a week, but try to have a balance between home cooking and eating out. Hope you get the idea. There is no guarantee that if you invest in the stock market, you will make some money. But there is absolute guarantee that if you buy a brand new car, you will lose money the moment you drive it off the lot. Buying a brand new car is not a great idea if you are thinking about saving money. How about find your dream car that is a couple of years old with low mileage, good condition? You will be surprised how much you can save. I have always loved cars since my childhood, and God has been very kind that I drive fancy, nice wheels. But I have never bought a brand new car in my life. In my view, buying a brand new car is a simple way of money destruction as it loses value very rapidly and is a depreciating asset. Cars are mode of transport that gives me joy and happiness with their ownership. But as a personal choice, I try to not go overboard by spending money on brand new cars. By the way, whatever I have spelled out in this video, I follow it, and that has helped me save up to 50% of my family income. The whole idea behind making this video is to educate my audience about saving money. If you like the content that I make, please help me by liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time in next video on your own channel, Sunny Snippets.